Welcome everybody. Get started here in just a second. Gonna be a game stream today. I think I promised that twice yesterday when I was live streaming, but never actually successfully did it. But that is gonna happen today. Gonna be just a nice, relaxed, pretty early morning stream here on the West Coast. But as I'm unmoored without our producer, we're just doing it at all kinds of wacky times during the day and having a lot of fun doing it. Got some dog treats here for some shithead dogs. Take it, buddy. Good boy. Take it, girl. Good girl. All right. Hopefully that'll keep them busy for a moment. And we've got a whole bunch of things to keep ourselves busy here while we hit that Dead Island 2. I might have already said Dead Rising 2. Anytime I say that, I mean Dead Island 2. So yeah, we're going to do that. We've got all our fun weeds that we're going to get to. We'll get to the game here in just a second. We'll wait for some people to filter in before we do our first weed. We always like to dedicate it to somebody, our first chatter or cool question asker. And you can choose from the mighty, the volcano, the mini nail, or a blinker here on the rapidly diminishing steezy I've got in my little toilet there. Got a lot of ass-themed things here. Got a little toilet man. Got a toilet just says ass. You know, we got a theme here, I guess. And it's shit. Yeah, so Dead Right. Oh my god. I will never not be able to do that. Dead Island 2 is on the docket today. Zombie killing extraordinaire. Also, I had some problems with my audio yesterday. I do think I have now troubleshooted and worked them through. So if you notice anything hinky about my audio, let me know. And we'll get it fixed. Ringard 1. Ringard, we've hung out before, I think, right? I apologize if I'm mistaken. He asked me if I'm consuming one dandelion per question. Because Reingard says dandelions are weeds. Don't tell that to... a weed is just a frame of mind. One man's weed is another man's orchid. I mean, not literally an orchid. But that does, Ringard, count as a cool question. So, you're going to get your first one dedicated to you. You can choose one. But if you don't feel so, or because I don't have any dandelions present to smoke up, not that not a lot of dandelions out here. Came from an area of the country with a lot of them, but not so many here in Southern California. Haven't blown on a puffball in quite some time. Katie B, good to see you again. She says, good morning to you guys in California. 10 a.m. here on the West Coast. But I've been up a while. Didn't have any other big plans, so I thought I'd come and stream. Let's get that weed going for our buddy Ringard. If I don't hear back from him in the next few seconds, we're going to start with a Mighty today. We haven't done a Mighty in a couple of streams, so here we go. Well, you are very welcome, Ringard. Good to see you again, man. And this Mighty is for you. Let's see, what else do we have going on this week? You may have noticed our producer is not here. If you weren't here over the weekend, she will be back later this week streaming with us again, but she had some business to do on the other side of the country. So we wish her well and luck. That's why we're here. And that's also why we didn't actually get to the games that we said we were going to get to yesterday. But promise that's not going to happen. Promise that's not going to happen today. Right after this, Mighty. I hope you guys enjoy it. I think it's going to be a pretty fun, light, easy to kind of just enjoy the visceral nature. I haven't played it myself yet, but I'm looking forward to it. Who doesn't like dismembering some undead? Probably gonna go see Alien later today. It's the 45th anniversary re-release is out in theaters. It's between that and Spider-Man 3, also out in theaters this week. I remember seeing Spider-Man 3 in theaters back in the year 2007, and having one of the most crushing sense of disappointment I had experienced in my relatively young life at that point. I remember walking out of the midnight showing with my friends and going, what the fuck did I just see? I haven't seen it probably since 2007. I kind of wonder how well something like Spider-Man 3 or Mighty is ready to go. Thanks, Ringard. Here you go. This one is for you. AMC has been re-releasing all the Spider-Mans every week, the new Spider-Mans, for the foreseeable future. There are enough that you can do months worth of Spider-Man showings. Saw the first two, the first Tobey Maguire ones, and it was quite the trip. It was a fun trip down memory lane. It was really fascinating seeing all of the sort of how much things have evolved in those superhero movies, how many things still sort of stem from those things Sam Raimi sort of established in those early Spider-Man movies, how they haven't really advanced the formula much beyond Spider-Man 2 in a certain way. I mean, the storytelling scope has gotten bigger, but the emotional beats have really never reached the highs that they hit with Spider-Man 2. It was weird. And then Spider-Man 3, just a total disaster. And I wonder if maybe it will age better than we remember without all of the expectations attached to it, all that stuff. I don't know. It's not going to be. I'm guessing it's still probably going to fucking suck. It's Spider-Man 3. There's the emo dancing scene. There's what's his name? Topher Grace is Eddie Brock. Or you could just go see Aliens, and that's going to be good no matter what. Sega asks, which is your favorite Spider-Man? Let's take our live-action Spider-Mans, our three, Tom Holland, Andrew Garfield, and Tobey Maguire. And if you were to take those three people, those three names, and say, hey, which one of these is... There, two out of our three Spider-Men are British, and only one is an American. And the one with the most British Isle sounding name is the American. Say, hey, which one of these three is actually an American? Nobody's going to pick Tobey Maguire. I'd say, like, that Tom Holland seems like an American name. Anyways, which one of those three is my favorite? Okay. I do think it's probably Tom Holland, because I think he's the one trying to do, like, the actual sort of Spider-Man the most in terms of like he's funny. He's not a total just luckless loser. I mean, he is in a certain sense, but he's playful. He's kind of fun. He's not downtrodden and sullen all the time, especially as Tobey Maguire's is. It's weird rewatching the original Spider-Man movies how somber they are, in addition to being kind of very goofy. It really leans into some of the comic book elements, but the Tobey's performance, the sort of, if not the tone of the movie, the themes of the movie are pretty somber. And so I don't know, that portrayal, while I loved it at the time and I still think it's interesting, it's not a very good Spider-Man. Like a dour, glum, never joking, never quipping Peter Parker is not really a Peter Parker. So I'm going to say Tom Holland. He jokes, he makes quips. He still has the weight of the world on his shoulders. GTR Zero, what's up, man? Good to see you. Sorry for all the Spider-Man's talk. We were just discussing our favorite Spider-Mans. And I think I came with our most recent incarnation of Spider-Man. Now, Tom Holland, great Spidey, not so great Nathan Drake. I kind of wish Sony, even though it was a decent hit, especially for the highs of the COVID era, I really wish Sony would just kind of try again with Uncharted. I don't think they're going to. I think they will try to make another one with Tom Holland, but it didn't work, especially now that we have seen so many incredible video game adaptations in the just scant, 2 years since Uncharted has been out. I think it could have been, a really incredible, huge, modern action revival, Indiana Jones style revival franchise, but instead we got a piece of shit Sony CGI shitfest. And Nathan Drake deserves better. It wasn't Tom Holland's fault, but he shouldn't be 20. He should be 35. That's enough Tom Holland talk. Okay, one more Tom Holland thing while I'm here. The first movie I remember seeing Tom Holland in, oh shit, I'm gotta look up the name one more time. The movie about the 2004 tsunami. He was a British tourist in visiting, there were many countries affected. I can't remember which one it takes place. Let me look up the name of this movie. He's a little kid in it, and he is incredible. And this movie has one of the greatest set pieces I think I have ever seen in a movie. The actual tsunami sequence. What is the name of? It has like Naomi Roth or Naomi, what's her name, and Tim Roth. Oh my God. Sorry, everybody. The Impossible is the name. The Impossible. First movie I remember seeing little baby Tom Holland in, and incredible movie about the 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami. And the sequence, the tsunami sequence in that movie, when it happens, is still one of the most just incredible, horrifying, terrifying spectacles I've ever seen. Tsunamis, man. Super, super terrifying. The terrible M. Night Shyamalan adaptation, A Knock on the Cabin, and the one with the little girl and the people knocking on the door in the cabin to say that the world is ending unless they kill the little girl. That movie has a horrifying tsunami sequence in it, as viewed through people watching it on TV. And man, there's just something about that wall of water coming towards you that's really causes the sphincter to clench. GTR Zero says, I think those superhero movies are starting to wind down. That seems pretty clear. I am curious, like, I think so. I think I also agree, GTR Zero, that the gas in the tank is finally running out of the superhero phenomenon. But I do have a couple of things that, I don't know, give me some pause. One, it's no longer, for the longest time, post Spider-Man in 2002, for the next 15 years, you would read like, oh, the superhero movie fad is finally starting to fade. It's finally going away. Anytime one would sort of underperform. And it just clearly never actually started to happen. It just kept, writing. Something would come out and reinvigorate interest. And then, in 2019, it hit the all-time fever pitch. So we've many times prematurely predicted the end of the superhero movie genre. So that gives me some pause. And then the other thing that just gives me some pause is the sort of where we are at in the cycle with these things. One, we haven't yet had, unless I am mistaken, we haven't had one of the good ones bomb yet, right? Like, even Guardians of the Galaxy 3 last year, which was still very good, actually did really well. But all of the ones where we're thinking, like, as evidence of, oh, it's finally over, right? Like the gravy train is coming to the end, are all really bad. I mean, like, truly some of the worst. Things like the fucking Flash and the Marvels and the most recent Ant-Man and, whatever DC has been putting out. So the actual product that has been served to people has been really as bad as it's been in 20 years. We don't, until there's like what's considered, a great one of these, something like the caliber of an Iron Man or a Dark Knight or a Guardians of the Galaxy 1, or, pick your high watermark movies. Until we have like one of those ones that, everybody loves and it just flops entirely, I think it still is a little premature, because we just haven't had we've had such bad, disappointing, not great ones for a while, and all of those have underperformed. But the ones that people do generally recognize as fun and enjoyable still do seem to do okay, and even really well. Take the last Spider-Man as an example. People loved that movie, and it made more money than any Spider-Man movie up until that point. And this is after The Amazing Spider-Man 2 with Andrew Garfield, where it, looked like Spider-Man was on life support for a while. So we just haven't seen anything really great in the space. And the stuff that people are still really interested in, the TV show stuff, like The Boys and Invincible on Amazon, all of those still do really well. So it's possible that it isn't over yet. It is very, we could see it all blossom up again. DC is going to kick off a whole new universe that might not suck this time. Imagine what would have happened if at the same time Marvel was doing their thing, DC wasn't making terrible, god-awful mistake after mistake and was making good stuff as well. Who knows? But it appears that things are finally starting to wind down, but the death has been prematurely called several times before, so who knows? THC So Temple says, how's it going? It's going great, man. Thanks for being here. And GTR Zero says, I could be wrong, but it seems like it. GTR Zero, I didn't want to, I think you are right. I think it is finally starting to wind down, but I just wanted to throw the case out there for don't count it out just yet. And that's not necessarily, that's not coming from like a place of personal desire to like see these movies continue to go. I would love to see, any other kind of mega tentpole release that isn't a established IP. It would be so delightful, but it seems like that's what we're going to get. And if those are all we're going to get, I at least hope we get good ones. And, but of course, right now it seems like, all of the decision makers are saying, maybe it is time to lay off the comic books and hit the gas on video games IP. We were just talking about Uncharted. John Phantom, welcome back, man. Haven't seen you in a bit. Says he's doing a dab of Boba Fett right now. I didn't know Boba Fett came in dabs. I did not realize it was a strain, but how could it not be? If there's any group more enterprising about making some weird offshoot in order to sell a niche product than George Lucas, buy your charred Uncle Owen action figure. It's weed growers. What? I keep looking at the wrong camera. I need to 3D print a little sign that says, look here, asshole. I keep moving it around and forgetting where I put it. THC Temple asks if I have watched the Fallout show, in which he says is awesome. I have not. I am very eagerly looking forward to watching it. I, like so many other people right now, we finished our Mighty here. THC Temple. Like so many people, and I am going to watch it very soon. I'm just waiting for the producer to get back, and we're going to watch it together when she gets back here to Long Beach. But the Fallout fever has hit the internet hard. Fallout 4 is now, like one of the highest played games on Steam. It's like hitting its player counts that it had in its like launch month all over again. People are loving it. I am also THC Temple, guilty of this. I've been playing it in VR. There's an official Bethesda Fallout 4 VR port. Came out a while ago. And, everybody is thinking about Fallout, and I went back. I, of course, played it at the time and played Fallout 4 when it came out. It's full Fallout fever everywhere, and how cool is that? I need a full serving of crow here to dine on. I don't know why I was so skeptical, but I was very skeptical. I was like, there's just no way this show could be good. And even knowing its pedigree, it's Jonathan Nolan and Lisa Joy, the Westworld people. And I really loved those early seasons of Westworld. God rest its soul. So I just couldn't imagine a Fallout, it being adapted and into anything satisfactory. Like, the sort of nature of the game seems kind of counter to the way one would kind of want to write a prestige TV show. But apparently I was wrong as fuck, and it is incredible, and I cannot wait. I'm looking at my Pip-Boy on my actual wrist in Fallout 4 VR right now. It's a shit-ass port, and I hate mods. I should do them, but it's still nice to be inside that Fallout world. Sam, good to see you, Sam. Sam says, what's up, bro? Smoking a joint on my work break? Hell yes, Sam. Enjoy it. Screw your employer. Get high on your break. Unless, of course, you're a doctor or something. But if you're an office drone or whatever the case may be, I'm sure you're doing something cooler than that. Get high on the company dime. All for it. Unless, it's something crucial to people's lives or infrastructure or something. But other than that, love it. Thanks for being here, Sam. THC Temple says about Fallout, he says he thinks we will love it, and crazy how much it has boosted the games. Yes, it really, really has. It's when something catches on like that, it's just the ability for it to, it's taken me by surprise too. And I'm not normally like a fad chick. I haven't even watched the show. And I actually started playing Fallout 4 VR before the show even came out. And I wasn't even, as I just admitted, I was like very sure it was not going to be good. And yet I was already back in that, somehow it's having its moment right now. And Microsoft, has got to be feeling pretty good. It's still weird that Fallout is actually a Microsoft property. And what a strange bedfellows the Amazon show is. It is, Amazon and Microsoft, two giant web service companies coming together to release some real IP goodness. Sega says, when are you dropping the vertical live chat on YouTube? Sega, good question. I'm not sure what that means. What do you, I would love to drop some vertical live chat. What What do you mean? If you could help clarify what that means, maybe I could make it happen. I know I should be doing vertical video stuff. I should be streaming this also probably on like TikTok and things too. Boy, if you're a young person right now and you are you're focused on like TikTok as your avenue to influencer stardom or whatever else we're calling those kinds of people. What do you do if you're on TikTok? And especially if that's like your only real platform. How many, like, you've got to start making mental calculations right now, right? Like, am I gonna jump ship here? Like, it's very possible that the thing that you are building all of your personal brand and your audience with might just be nuked from orbit in a year. And it'll be interesting to see if that's that, like, putting that idea in people's mind, which must be out there as it is now signed into law, then it must be divested from ByteDance within a year or 9 months, depending on circumstances. Will we start seeing fewer like uploads to something like TikTok in a, month's time? Or are people just going to continue under the assumption that it won't be? I'm just fascinated, really fascinated to see what'll happen there. But Sega, I'm not sure what you mean by vertical live chat on YouTube. But I do know I should be filming in vertical too. My camera does do vertical. I'm a gadget guy. Love gizmos and gimmicks. I don't think people know how sick this little webcam is. It's not cheap, but it's the greatest thing in the world. It's the Insta360. Speaking of invasive Chinese companies, this is definitely one of them. But it's got face tracking and it can rotate. It's on a gimbal. It's a webcam on a gimbal. It's real nice. It's super, super sick. Tangent. Sam says, I feel like if they keep making shows and movies that are good about past video games, it will bring back some players to it. Very true. Very, very true. I think, Sam, and I think even more than bringing players back to it, it will help it find new players that have never experienced it. And I think a big sign of that is the massive popularity of Sonic video games now with the youths. The youths love Sonic. They love him some Sonic. They love him. They gotta go fast. And those movies are unbelievably popular with the youths. And I think there is this like reinforcement cycle there where, either the kid is introduced to Sonic in the movies and then wants to play the games, or the kid plays the Sonic game because his friend is playing it and then wants to go see the movies. But yeah, there is a bit of like this virtuous cycle of the TV show or movie reinforcing the game and the movie and the game reinforcing the TV show. Even actually way, 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 way more so. And this is interesting. I never even considered this until just this moment. Almost never did somebody who watched a Spider-Man movie go out and buy Spider-Man comics. Like, they just enjoyed it as a movie, like, a Spider-Man franchise. But in the video game space, there were a hell of a lot of people who watched The Last of Us on HBO and then went and played the game for the first time. Same thing with Fallout. And that is a distinction between these and comic book movies, is that, one, these things are already hugely popular on their own. Way more so than comic books. Like, comic books, I don't think people understand how few actually sell. Like, tens of thousands of copies, and that's it. Whereas these video games are selling millions of units. And it means that you do actually have this potentially even larger audience, because you have a much bigger audience of people who are already super engaged with the property to begin with. And you're going to have then all of the people who are experiencing it as the TV show or movie who are like, ooh, well, now I want to check out this game. They're super accessible. They're available on everything. They're easy to do. It's not like old comics that, there's some much harder barriers of entry, like finding where to start, getting issues, all that junk. Whereas with I watched the Fallout show. Oh, there's Fallout 4 on Game Pass. Let's do it. Just hit play and ready to go. That is interesting. Yeah, I hadn't considered that. But great point. Sam, I have not done another unit. Let's get another unit in, and then we're going to have to do Dead Island 2 before we get to... Holy shit, I keep promising it. It's going to happen. Let's do it. Let's do our unit here, and I'm just going to give it to everybody out here in chat. Well, who asked about if we've seen Fallout? THC Temple. THC Temple asked if I'd seen the new Fallout. Got a good discussion going. This one is for you, my friend. Let's do... I still hadn't turned on the mini now. So let's do a little blinker for you instead. Sega, thank you for the advice. He says, type into YouTube search bar, vertical live stream. It's fairly new because they don't have a tab for it yet. Well, let's do that right now. I do see they now allow vertical streaming. Well, I might have to be one of the cool kids now and rotate my camera and do it. I mean, I assume most people are watching from probably a smartphone. That's just the way most people experience YouTube, and it would look better in that format. I, of course, am not recording from mobile, but I can totally make it happen. Let's, that's a great piece of advice, Sega, and I am going to actually add that to watch list. Thank you. All right, cool. Blinker for our buddy. Thank you, sir. And again, Sega, thank you for the heads up. I will definitely look into this. It makes it easier to stream on other things, too, if you do it vertical. I just didn't know YouTube had it. Makes sense that they would. John makes an interesting comment, and a true one. John says that the game industry is bigger than Hollywood and music combined. I'm pretty sure you can throw the really on life support publishing industry in there as well, and it still would be true. However, it is true. But it's weird, and maybe this isn't true for much younger people, but it's definitely true for, I think, people my age or older, maybe. I don't know. You guys can dispute. People still very much put games in two different buckets and think about them in two very different ways. they think of games, video games, in one big bucket, and that's, everything from League of Legends on PC to some shitty shovelware game on the eShop store on the Switch. Those are all video games. But then we also have this other bucket that we don't really, when you think of video game, you don't, at least me, I still don't really put these two together, and that is mobile gaming. And that is the much more expansive, much broader, and crucially, much, much bigger part of the video game industry. I think it was actually already true before mobile games took off that video games were bigger in like the Xbox 360 era. Video games were a bigger industry than Hollywood, but now it's not even in comparison. And the big reason is people spending an ungodly sum of money on mobile games. 90% of video games being played are mobile games. They are not console games. They're not PC games. It's just, games being played on their phones by everybody from 6-year-olds to 80-year-olds. And when people think of the huge Microsoft acquisition of Activision that finally went through last year, they've been working on for years, the $69 billion deal, when they bought Activision Blizzard, people were like, oh yeah, they're going to get Call of Duty, they get World of Warcraft. And all that is true, and all of that has made them an even bigger juggernaut in the gaming space. But maybe the real crown jewel, no pun intended, in that whole company was not Activision nor Blizzard. It was King. It was Activision Blizzard King, the makers of Candy Crush, the long running billions and billions of dollars of profit making match 3 mobile game that your mom might play. That is the reason that a huge part of the reason they paid $69 billion for Activision Blizzard King is because they just have several huge, just massive franchises in the mobile gaming space where it is just the, printing money.gif, just money flying out the bottom of the smartphone from people buying gems and jewels and whatever the fuck currencies and gimmicky, scammy, gross shit is in mobile games these days. Great question, great comment, John Phantom. Yes, the gaming industry is massive, and actually way more massive than people even begin to realize. Just huge. And unfortunately, a large percentage of it, I think, is pretty predatory. I think most free-to-play mobile-type games are just a net negative for the world. Games that are designed by behavioral psychologists to exploit the psychological shortcomings we all have, and the biases that we are all prone to. It's just grotesque to me, but they are fun though, especially when you get to spin a wheel and then fireworks come out and you earn a bunch of stuff, and then it says you did a great job. And actually, I love it. Let's all get the $100 gem pack on Candy Crush to celebrate. Um, Vitalia, welcome. Vitalia, I hope I'm saying that correctly. Let me know if I'm not. Um, Vitalia makes an excellent comment. He says, or she, sorry if I misgendered, says, my favorite mobile game genre is 90s and early 2000 game ports. Great comment, and now so much easier to do than ever, especially if you are an iPhone user. The sort of slow but really now deep fissures and crack up of the iPhone iOS walled garden is, continue afoot, and part of that is things like emulators are now allowed, and there's that big giant Delta emulator that has taken the App Store by storm, and it's this incredible, totally 100% free emulator from I think like NES to N64 or something. And it's just so easy to do, so easy to pair like a gamepad to it, and just seeing the demand there. You're so right, Vitalia, that people are craving those kind of things, and now that there is a seemingly pretty easy way to do it, it almost seems like it's too good to be true right now. Like it does seem like I could imagine Apple being like, okay, maybe we've gone too far here, and them finding some way to roll it back or cripple the app in some way, because I imagine the amount of piracy that has happened for the ROMs that are capable to be played on the iOS Delta emulator, which again is on the App Store for free right now, high on the charts, must be astronomical. So many people are downloading old Super Nintendo and Game Boy Advance games right now and playing them on their iPhones that it must be giving Apple some pause. Because they probably are worried about the liability in the same way like Valve was with all of the emulator stuff that Nintendo shut down there. So who knows? Download it now while you can, everyone. Sega, again, gives some excellent advice. Says you can do both in vertical and horizontal regarding the live stream, and you don't have to rotate, I think. Do research on it. I will, Sega. Thank you. Let's do a dab here, and then I'm going to hit play. I'm doing it. It's happening. We're going to kill zombies together. No more delays. And we're going to do this dab here for our new friend, Vitalia. And thanks for being here. Love your comment. Oh, and we now know, sorry for misgendering you, Vitalia is a girl. Thanks for being here. She says she used to watch our streams on an old account. Glad to find us again. Well, thanks. We appreciate you being here. This one is for you. All right, here we go. GTR0 says, I used to play the Sega Genesis or the little Game Boy from back in the 90s. Remember them both quite well. Had a Genesis, never had the precursor, the Sega Master System. Pretty forgotten about console. But, God, I got the original Game Boy when I was in first grade for Christmas, I think. Oh, and boy, was it you know, birthday, a lifelong love of handheld gaming. Um, you know, it's nuts to me. I was just reminiscing about this. The power efficiency in our mobile devices now. The original Game Boy, with its 120 by 240 screen with 4 colors, mono sound, required 4 AA batteries, and it would last about 30 hours on a charge. Batteries are a thing also that haven't really expanded. I mean, like, batteries were maybe the inflation has not hit. I guess whatever forces drive the cost of AA batteries, whatever technology, mining, whatever it is that gets our metals in there, must have gotten better, because I think you can buy a 16 pack of AA batteries for about the same cost that you could in 1990. Not, just literal dollars, not adjusted for inflation. And the Sega Game Gear, Sega's handheld, with its color screen, required 6 AA batteries, and they lasted like less than 4 hours. It would take, I remember being on a trip with a buddy who had a Game Gear, going on a field trip, and he brought like 20 AA batteries with him, and on the 6-hour bus ride or whatever, he had to change them out twice. And so it just cost a lot of money, actual money, to play those things. You could measure your enjoyment in dollars per hour in battery cost. That is a thing we don't even consider anymore. You just plug your device in. Maybe something requires batteries. My Quest controllers, my Quest 3, with their constantly blaring IR lights that you can't see, their incredible haptics, their ability to be sensed in 3D space at all times, use them all the time in strenuous ways. They require 1 single AA battery each, and they last 50 hours. It's just insane. I never thought about it back at the time. Batteries were just a thing. It was, you never really it was just part of the process. But now it's holy shit, how much money were we spending on AA batteries? I buy 136 pack of Duracells from Costco every 3 or 4 years or something. How many AA batteries were we buying in the mid-90s? How much was our battery budget a month? It must have been pretty high, I think. But who knows? Maybe I'm misremembering. Sam says he missed his old Game Boy Color because it broke, sadly. Must have taken quite the beating. The Game Boy Color, Game Boy Pocket, OG Game Boy, and original Game Boy Advance, even the SP, indestructible. Indestructible. I remember once in elementary school, a friend of mine didn't realize he was on the top of 2 stories up stairwells after school was over with. And I left my backpack in a classroom, and he was up there. It's hey, grab my backpack for me. He runs in the room, had my Game Boy in it. And he goes, I got it. Here, just catch. And he just drops it 2 flights of straight down a stairwell. Lands on the bottom. I'm like, oh shit, no. Open it up, and the only thing that happened to it is the battery compartment popped off. The little plastic tab didn't even break. And maybe a couple of the AA's were now in the backpack as well. But popped them right back in. didn't look any different. It was a goddamn tank. It's actually very reminiscent of the Mighty, just like a solid fucking chunk of industrial strength plastic. Like, you know, you feel like you could be a 70s salesman selling Tupperware and just be like, check out the strength, and run it over with your car and be like, nothing your kids can do can destroy this Game Boy. So I am sorry for your Game Boy Color, though, Sam. God rest its soul. Sam says about that Game Boy Color, it took a beating. Fell out of his pocket so many times and never failed. The Game Boy itself is good, but for whatever reason, it no longer turns on anymore. I wonder if maybe there's some internal battery. Many of these things used to have, I mean, a lot of the cartridges have little internal batteries for saving reasons and timekeeping, all kinds of purposes. And I can't remember if the Game Boy did or not. I'm certainly no expert. All right. That's enough of this bullshit. It's happening. Let's do it. Let's play ourselves some Dead Island 2, at least for a little bit. We got our shaders already rendered, ready to go. I'm going to hit that play button. I'm going to do a small little dab in memory of Sam's dearly departed Game Boy Color. What, 25 years old and gone too soon. All right. There it goes. We did it. I coughed my sign over. Well, I thought I had rendered my shaders. It's going real quickly, though. Now, I have not even started it, so we're all going to do the beginning together.
Identify as human. Where the hell did you come from?
All right, let's wait for the story.
I gave up my seat.
It's gotta be 20 clicks. Through them?
That's where I live. I live in Long Beach. That's where I live. Oh, I know what I need. I gotta put up my sync lights here. Excuse me, everybody, for 1 second. Let's get... I know we're missing story. I'm going right back. Hell yeah. There we go. Sorry about that, everybody. Now we're officially good. Officially. Oh, shit.
Wow, looks like we're fully booked. Better grab my seat.
better be food on this flight. Ticket, please.
Oh, sorry. Must be mine with Jackie.
This'll do.
Oh my god, you're Emma John, right? And Robert Steele? Can I get a selfie?
This is 7-1 Happy. Call Zulu. We have accepted passengers.
She always likes surprises.
Have we seen a zombie on a plane before? The logistics of that happening do seem a little hard to imagine how it could be, but I'm not sure. I kind of still like it, though. It'd be a pretty shitty place to have a zombie outbreak. But also still tough to imagine. How long does it take to turn into a zombie? How did she get on the plane in the first place? I guess we got to pick a character. I didn't know we had characters. Neat. Choose who will be our guy. Jacob. He looks dope. He's got a lot of health. Bruno, he looks... I'm not a Bruno guy. Now, Carla looks like my kind of lady. Sega says the game audio is low. Thank you, Sega. Let me turn it up just a bit. Let me fix that. Sorry. Let's see how that sounds. Let me know, Sega, if that's any better. I turned it up a little bit. Oh, Danny. I think Amy looks like my winner. She's a relief pitcher. She gets a little stamina when hitting zombies with a weapon throw. Neat. And she gets a minor damage boost when she attacks isolated zombies. And she says such cool things as, "Now you see me, now you're dead. Again." Yikes. Who doesn't love some sick agility? A glass cannon. Let's do it, Amy. You're my girl. I am sure. Oops, forgot to pull that back up. She does look like the game's rogue type character. The assassin class.
Shit. Fuck. Need meds.
Oh, hell yeah. I'm the zombie in the, I'm on this airplane. Somebody must have done it before. It's too fun of an idea not to have tried. It must exist. There's so much zombie media. We've put zombies everywhere they could possibly be. Of course there have been zombies on planes. Oh, am I an amputee? Oh, that's pretty neat. It looks like I have a prosthetic foot.
Need to get out of here.
That's dope. I didn't even notice. Oh, damn. That is
Survivors.
unbelievably pretty.
Let's go. Hi. You okay? I'm seeing things. Get it together, Amy.
Holy shit.
Oh, crap. Gotta find a weapon to smash this cargo crate.
And I am playing this on my computer monitor with its not very HDR shitty blacks LCD type screen. I have to imagine this would look jaw-droppingly gorgeous on an OLED. Wow. I had heard people had said the game looks amazing. This game is on the PS4 and Xbox One as well. I did not expect it to actually look this good.
Survive a plane crash to get killed now.
Whoa. I do have a 4080 GPU, and I'm sure that does help, but Lord, man, some of these fire effects are just incredible.
Those plans. We've only got a few left. Save them.
What was that?
There's something in the plane. Stay back.
I'm human.
Sega says, would you be able to survive a zombie apocalypse? No. No chance for me.
Amy.
This is fucking tremendous.
Emma, darling, I'm so
Any scenario in where, you know, society is
His fault, the selfish one.
in a rapid collapse, I'm a first dead in the first wave kind of guy.
Fucking shoes.
Whoa, hey. You know you got all, like, blood coming out of your ears.
What? I can't hear you. I got blood coming out of my ears.
Well, I mean, what are we going to do?
Start warming up.
People, this is Emma Jaunt.
Cool.
Of course, you know what a huge star she is, Romero winner no less. We need to get her home to safety.
Something there?
Careful.
Come on, Ames. Oh, hi.
My wife.
Somebody's gonna turn out to be a zombie here, right?
Oh, crap. She's alive. I feel a pulse.
Get this off me.
Want to stop just standing around?
Michael, help.
Come on, boys. Let's see those muscles. Ready, lift!
It's too heavy. I think they're getting closer. We need to go.
Whoa, whoa, time out. I'm not leaving.
I mean, perhaps we should stay.
Darling, the world needs you. They'll protect them.
Are you for real?
Okay, Michael, if you're sure.
Here is my address in case you change your mind. Good luck.
I hope you get eaten.
I'll call the army. Send help. Go.
Hey, are you Emma Jaunt?
Okay. Looks like I'm up. Some back.
Sega, I appreciate the sentiment, and I'd love to be alive. You know, I'd love to be out there hunting irradiated deer and being a bandit of sorts and
Hello?
raising a whatever we all do in the I mean. Here, that's the how fucked it'd be. That's the how bad my imagination is, like, of what one would do in an apocalypse. I came up with like 2 things. So you know, I'm just not cut out for it. And logistically, living inside of a big city, especially like a strategically and culturally important one like Los Angeles. Don't mean to brag, but it does mean likely in any sort of apocalyptic scenario, either the first wave sort of destruction of the actual place itself, or the violence that would follow from the societal collapse would be heaviest in these areas. I'm just not cut out for it. You know, maybe if I lived in the boonies, I'd have a better chance of it, but I also just don't have any survivalist skills. That being said, let me go cut this lady's head off.
Back up, stink breath!
Nice.
I can kill them.
Mr. Abar, I'm sorry. Let me know how you'd like me to say that. Says most people would go quick, not just you. Yes, absolutely. I'm just a realist. You know, 90% of drivers think that they are an above average driver, which obviously cannot be true. And most people think that they would most people think that they would live longer than the average person in a survival scenario. But that literally cannot be true. And I'm just a realist. I'm a soft-bodied, coastal, liberal, ivory tower, namby-pamby, you know. I would, you know, if I'm being honest, if I'm being really honest, and Mr. Abar, I so agree with you. I'm just a realist. And if we're being super honest here, I do think my greatest possible contribution, one of the things that I'm most proud of is, I think I'd be a pretty good meal for a, you know, when the society corrupts and we're already resulting to cannibalism within 2 months. You know, I'm a little, you know, I think I'm going to make some future cannibal real happy. I'd be a choice meat. Now, of course, you know, you know, there are many more humans probably more desirable for consumption than me, but I don't know what I'm saying. Fallout's on the brain. We're all thinking about cannibalism, I guess. I hope not. But great question, great observation. I'm doomed in an apocalypse, but not in a video game apocalypse. You saw how I handled that lady. I leveled up. Give me that hammer. Andrew! Well, Andrew,
Take you and
thanks, man. Happy to call you Andrew. Now watch me, Now watch me make this drive. Whoosh. We miss you, W.
more coming.
Oh, hell yeah, I got some steel rebar. Burnt timber. Thank you. Press X when a wounded zombie is knocked down. Oh, let's do this. Skull Stomp. Oh, here we go.
They just
American History X style.
gotta do something, Ames.
Maimed. Oh! Dear God! His flesh is sloughing off of his body. Like when I hit the poor dude in the skull. Uh-oh. Well, let's get that burnt timber, baby.
Just throw some.
They're like bodies deteriorate realistically? What? Knock down the burning wheel. Okay. Maybe I throw this?
I can burn him if I knock that tire down.
There we go. That's fun. Who doesn't like spreading fires? Fallout's been, you know, not Fallout. Far Cry has been resting on that delight for many games now.
Okay. Check on the others.
Injured couple.
Can't lie. We are in a tough spot here. Hey.
I did just start John Jay. Just kicked it off. And
Hey.
boy, does it look
Not
good.
beat yet? Here.
And gnarly. It looks so gnarly.
Ma'am? Can you hear me? I got some water. You need to stay hydrated.
Well, who didn't see that one coming?
I fucked up. Stupid.
So he instantaneously
Gotta get help.
66 Alpine Drive.
what the That's a pretty compelling start. Now he was bitten and he transformed into a zombie immediately, the husband. I got bitten and I seem to, you know, have been wandering for a while and still am not a zombie. It's just my will. It's my willpower. John Jay says, if you got a good PC, max out them graphics. I do have a pretty good PC, thankfully. You know what? Let's just take a quick look and make sure it's given us all of our fun options here. Oh, we can go Ultra. We weren't even on Ultra yet. Doesn't look like they have DLSS though. All right, well, let's see it look even better now, apparently.
Still on track.
Ah, Bel Air. Lifestyle of the rich and the famous. All right.
70 Alpine Drive. So, if I cut through this house, I'll come out right by Emma John's place. That's a win. I need a circuit breaker. Try the garage.
That is a sight.
No climbing. Not today.
My favorite
Gotta
Wheats
get into the grounds.
review I ever did, it was early on in the process. I'll see if I can't try to find a link to it. Maybe I can find it by search. John J, by the way, says he loves this if we couldn't already tell. I had the distinct impression that you seemed to really vibe with this one. And I hope to too. That was a pretty impressive start. I mean, just on the level of like vanity, it's like, oh, this is a place that I know, and it's just always kind of fun to do that and see those things. I live in Long Beach, as I always mention, and there's so many things shot in these specific areas of Long Beach. And every time I watch a movie or a show and I see any of these specific things that are maybe in Miami, or, I mean, Long Beach is used as all kinds of different places and all kinds of different media, but it's always a fun little jolt of recognition, and I bet this game is going to have that too. Like, you're like, oh yeah, I've been to this roughly, vaguely area. Bel Air, this does look like so many giant rich people's mansions here in Los Angeles County. All right, time to do some killing. Oh, we can dodge. Holy hell. Jesus. Did you see that? You like, that's horrific. Is his spine pulsating? Or her? I can't really tell. Her, I think. Oh, yes, that is. What? Technology has gone too far. We never... Whatever it is, Jeff Goldblum, the Jeff Goldblum quote from Jurassic Park, something would, should, all of that. We developed technology to accurately remove people's skin in video games? Hell yeah. Uh-oh, can I still throw them? Drop them. We don't need you bust-ass weapons. I got some steel rebar. Oh, I gotta get better about my dodging here. Whoops. Forgot to even use my health pack. Okay, okay. We got this. No big deal. No big deal. I got my juking and dodging ready to go. Got to do my counter attacks. Ah. Okay.
Anyone here? Oh my god. So much blood.
Whoa.
No way in. Anyone alive?
Find and destroy the panels.
I'll huff.
Well,
and
there
I'll
we
puff,
go.
And I'll blow your house down.
Colt Swanson. Dead in his panic room. Oh no! I gotta find some new weapons. Mashed! Nice. I remember some health over here.
Call timeout.
Awesome. Look at all the fun stuff I get to loot.
Did this. That's not going to be me. It's not.
Audio logs. You know, I think in video games, a thing we should start doing is before now a game starts just asking you to collect all of this junk it throws in front of you. There's just always, you know, so many games have bukus and bukus of amounts of things to just collect and pile up in your inventory. Before they ever bother to explain what any of it actually does, and maybe games should endeavor to, like, explain to you why you would want to collect a bunch of aerosol cans before unleashing you into a world in which there are aerosol cans and scrap metal and seemingly endless things to collect in front of you, and you don't really have any context for what is or is not important. Oh, let's smash their brains. Yes! Maimed. Ugh. Nasty. Oh, we can block, too. Oh, that's still just dodging. But if we time it right, they won't know that we get a little stun on him. Boy, I need another weapon. I know I've got one. Gotta find some stuff on the ground here. Anyways, I shouldn't just leave these assholes alone.
Out back.
Oh, his poor jaw. His poor, poor jaw.
I think swords could be making a comeback.
I smashed his treasured possessions and his security alarm went off. That was pretty close. Oh shit. Oh, They're coming from everywhere. Some fabric. Whew, barely made it through. Got some more aerosol cans, thank God. But I can steal his sword now. Hell yes. Oops, I don't want to get rid of that. Worth it. Totally worth it. Set off that alarm, but I got a sick-ass sword. From a rich man's collection. Anything else I can loot in here? You got any more swords, homie? I'd kill some guys with antlers.
Messed up.
How am I not a zombie still? Oh, loot. Yes, yes. Oh, I got some chemicals. An even rarer piece of something, because it's a green color. Well, that looks like it's going to have some nice stuff in it.
Well, I'm feeling pretty disastrous.
Hell yes.
My head.
All right, let's take care of Amy here. I don't really remember the context in which I'm supposed to be here, other than I'm gonna be turning into a zombie. Maimed. Nice. Piece of cake. Oh, pole cue. That's gonna be real good for zombie killing, I imagine. Interesting. Little Red Bull. Stocking up my armory again here. Oh, I hear another one. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Whew! Barely made it. Does my health regenerate at all? It does a little bit. Let's not waste a health kit just yet. Got another, some cash. I'm not sure what I'm gonna need all this cash for in the apocalypse. My guess is, you know, people are no longer gonna be not so interested in fiat currencies anymore. He leaves a lot of Red Bulls just hanging around his place. He is a billionaire. He can afford just to leave Red Bulls chilling. Oh my God, this looks incredible. How do I light it on fire? Or make it a little unsuccessful. We'll try again at a later date. Oh, yes. Their faces are so messed up. It's unbelievable. Oh, my God. We're still okay? We're still okay? I hope this guy was nice enough to leave some more Red Bulls just lying around. Oh, she had a protein bar in her bathing suit. Throw battery at your target to electrocute it. Oh shit! Oh no! I electrocuted myself somehow. Natalia says they wish they could drink that much Red Bull and survive. Yeah, it can't be healthy for you. That much caffeine. Maybe the zombie infection coursing through my veins counteracts some of the caffeine poisoning that I might be experiencing. There's got to be some science out there to back that up. All right, I'm not gonna electrocute myself again this time. I know I need to go that way, but I really want to electrocute. Oh, I was in a puddle. There's a little puddle right there. So where? Okay, we follow this. Oh, they're already dead. Oh, it's electrified right now. It's already cooking. Let's just leave that alone. You know, I'm not smart enough to understand electricity when I'm sober. Speaking of, let's do another dab here.
Oh, crap. Different code.
Gotta find the code on the back gate. Let's take a quick little dab break here. I'm gonna hit pause, switch us over. Sega asked if I've ever played The Walking Dead Survival Instinct. I'm not even sure which one that is. I remember there was a walking game that was the butt of a bunch of jokes that came out last year. That just looked laughably terrible. I'm not sure if that was it. I think I've only played 2 Walking Dead video games ever. The original Telltale Adventure Walking Dead game, the one that kicked off basically all of the modern Telltale adventures decision-making games, the comic book art style looking thing, massively popular from like 2012, 2013, somewhere around there. I played that, enjoyed it, never played any of the others. And then I've played the surprisingly great Walking Dead VR game, Walking Dead Saints and Sinners, a game that takes place in Nolans. And it's a sort of oddly structured, very interesting quasi-survival, quasi-mission, really great VR thing that's on every platform. You can play it on Quest right now, or if you have a great PC, you can make it look real nice playing it on PC VR as well. But those are the only Walking Dead games I've ever played. Okay. All right, let's play a little bit more here. Let's see if I can't rid myself of this pesky zombie infection. Our boy, Andrew, got himself some royal cheese and forbidden Skittles at the dispensary. Is it royal cheese or is it a royale with cheese? A royale with cheese. That's probably what it's gotta be. Sounds great, man. I hope you got a good deal on them. Sneaky, sneaky.
Okay, let's see what we can find.
I do love that little maimed pop-up.
Nothing.
This seems like a very in-depth investigation.
No code.
Wander around and press X. You don't even look at the things. You just hover over them. Oh.
Got it.
Got it. Taped to the fridge. Not in the stack of magazines. A really, great place to leave a vitally important security code. Do we get to see the map? Oh yeah, let's take a look. Okay, fun. I didn't notice this to begin with. It is that's pretty neat. It's one of these, like, celebrity tour maps is the game map you start off in. Not bad, not bad. I appreciate it. That's some good theming. Gonna dig through some garbage? No. I am dying. I'm gonna become a zombie if I don't hurry my ass up. What is taking me so long? I really want to explode those, though. What could I do to blow those up without blowing myself up? Maybe I could throw a weapon at it? Oh, these guys are gonna notice me here in a second. Nice. I got a full med kit. Full inventory. Might as well waste one. Some nice fabric from my fabric collection. Fasteners! Gonna need those. Things ain't gonna stay together by themselves. I really just want to see if I can blow this up. Oh, hell yes. Not quite as satisfying as I was hoping for. But I still got my pool cue. Help me, Michael. I'm gonna become a zombie if you don't hurry.
There?
It's Amy. From the crash. Let me in already.
Oh, okay. Come in.
Oh shit! I'm so sorry. I forgot to switch it back because I'm a little stoned. Sega, let me do that. Thank you so much for the reminder. Oh, please God, he shut the gate on me. My bad. Damn you, Michael.
Just need to rest.
Gonna run through his pool.
Fight it off.
Keep the infection down.
Get in. This crazy's everywhere. It's a miracle you didn't get bit.
Well,
Is that?
I'm okay. Just my head is splitting.
Get away from this house, you
Ray, what are you doing? Give me the gun.
No! You have been beaten. You will turn. Eat us, I know. I've seen it now. Get away!
Freya! They were at the crash. I invited them. Just give me the...
No! I will not have this devil in my house!
Your house. You may have snuck your whole family in the moment I was gone, but this is still my home.
You abandoned me.
Well, I'm back now, and you are still my housekeeper, so give me the bloody... gun.
uh-oh.
I need a timeout.
Emma, we've got a problem. Our friend here has been bitten.
So? What the bloody hell does that mean?
They should probably shoot me.
We must kill them.
This is not a fucking movie. I'm not killing them.
It's definitely not in my job description. Oh, God.
I'd kill me.
Oh, I'm gonna be sick.
say something.
Oh, the old bullet to the brain cured me.
Michael fainted and the gun went off. Fucking idiot almost hit me.
Both got lucky. You can take these off. I'm feeling okay.
You do seem better. And the bite's healing too. But you're staying locked up.
Well, the fever's gone. That proves.
No, it proves nothing, okay? I mean, people are eating each other out there, and no one knows anything about what's going on. And I can't get hold of my agent or my manager.
You got me. I kicked a bunch of zombie ass already. I am 110% team living.
Nice try. But trusting people never worked out for me.
As zombies
I
have,
never get 2 minutes away from here.
you know, who doesn't know what a zombie is, or the rules we've all manufactured for what to do with them? But I am still surprised by the amount of media, zombie media that exists, where people aren't aware, like, they're like, oh my god, the dead are rising. Of course, we shouldn't have, you know, that can't actually happen, so people would be stunned and you know, just shocked by the revelation. But it's still, it's weird to watch something with zombies now, and the people who are in that story don't know about the whole trope. Like, there's a, you know, it's like, well, did you not exist in the same world we have, where we have been watching zombie things for 70 years? It does sound like this one is not one, as they already called them zombies, but, you know, it still happens where you'll see things and it's like, what is happening? You know, what, people are rising from the dead. What do we do? How do we kill them? It's like, well, have you not been to the movies in the past, you know, forever, homie? Walking Dead was the biggest show on cable, bro. They had a pretty good solution. This is the skill deck. Skills are combat moves and bonuses that appear as skill cards, which are found or earned while playing the game. I didn't know cards were going to come into this. Who doesn't love cards? They're the best. Your deck is how you create and tweak your playstyle by choosing which skill cards to equip. To be used, a skill card, is a comma there, has to be equipped in an unlocked skill slot, which comes in 4 tiers. Slots are unlocked as you progress through the game. A slot can hold any card from its corresponding tier. This first tier, abilities, are your bread and butter combat moves. They are auto-equipped as you unlock them by playing story quests. Look, you've already unlocked your first ability. Go me. You can swap them out anytime if you'd find others you prefer. Skill tiers. Oh my god. You've unlocked a new tier skill slot. Select it to equip your first survivor skill card. Survivor skill cards help you survive longer against zombies. Slayer skills will help you kill them. And Newman skills, well, we'll find out. Cheeky. Survivor, oh my god. Tweak your loadout. Let's do this. That was a real info dump there. That seems like the perfect right time to call it. Whew. Well, that was a fun start. I had heard the game was gorgeous, and I had heard it had some weird body horror animation technology, and people weren't exaggerating. I look forward to doing some really nasty, gnarly things to some undead with you guys in the real near future. I'm not sure how I am not a zombie still, but I guess that's what we're about to find out. That's what we're going to find out on our next live stream. Thank you guys. I think it's been a long one. I'm not sure. I haven't seen the clock. because we've been having so much fun. Thank you to all our old friends and new friends and returning friends. It has been a blast. Sega, John J, Batalia, Andrew, anybody else hanging out with us, or anybody who popped in to say hello. Thanks, and we'll catch you next time on our next stream. Stay high.